this cool stuff. Some of these buildings are abandoned. They're turning some of them into small little storage areas or historic places or whatever. Pretty neat stuff down in through here. Old school. I remember riding here with my mom, and like 1964 thereabouts, or 1965, in her Mustang that she got in a divorce with my father. Roadrunner Cafe. We're coming up on what's called the Canyon Lodge. I mean, tomorrow when we come down here, today is Thursday, May 4th. Tomorrow when we come down here, May 5th, the place is going to be jammed with some cool cars. And already we're starting to see some of these cool cars around here. Coming up in here, the historic Postcard Motel, which actually is where Dawn and I are staying tonight. The historic Postcard Motel. Alright, there you go. Alright guys, we are cruising down legendary Route 66 in downtown Seligman, Arizona. We're kind of going nice and slow here so you can check out and see some of the sights and sounds and the craziness of going on right here. And this is going to be the site of the fun run, which you guys are going to have a chance to check out. But look at all these old school cars, old cars. Look at this. That looks like it's a little Packard right now. Check that out, man. This is some neat stuff. And then you have Seligman, USA Route 66 police car coming up here. Oh my word. And then of course they have tour buses everywhere. The legendary Copper Cafe with all the cool cars. Check out the VW bus right there. Look at that, man. That is so neat right there. And we're on Old Highway 66 at the corner of Main Street in Seligman, Arizona. And this town actually was bypassed completely by Highway 40, and it went from 9,000 cars to 0 cars in a day when they opened up I-40. And a guy actually was very instrumental in doing this, in reviving Route 66, was Angel Delgadillo, who has Angel's barbershop. And he was very instrumental working with several other people, and they finally got Route 66 Historic Society going and put Seligman back on a map. And now we have an annual what's called a fun run, which goes along old school Route 66 from this town here, Seligman, west to Kingman, and then beyond Kingman over to the border of Arizona and California. Stick around for more only cool stuff right here on Muscle Cars with Eric. Hey everybody, it's Eric with Muscle Cars with Eric, and I am standing here next to Myrna, and she is the daughter of Angel's world famous barbershop here in Seligman, Arizona on Route 66. And Angel, I'll tell you, it is a real sincere pleasure being here with you. This is cool. Now we're here at the very beginning of the fun run. So tell us a little bit about the fun run, but more importantly, you know how your dad, that's your dad right there?
That's my dad.
That's
what
pretty
they
cool.
tell me.
How he got involved in this, how you became involved in this, and kind of like, take it away, Myrna.
Okay, great. Thanks, Eric. Thank you for being here today and sharing our story with everyone out there. You are here at Angel's Barbershop. This is the place where Route 66 got its historic rebirth. Before Interstate 40 bypassed our town, we used to average 9,000 cars on Route 66. When Interstate 40 bypassed Seligman, Arizona in 1987, we went from 9,000 cars to 3 if we were lucky. Not only did they bypass us, but they didn't put mileage signs out on the freeway to let people know we existed as a town. So for years and years and years, anyone who would sit in my dad's barber chair and get a haircut, he'd tell them, you know what, I have an idea. I know how we can get the economy back, and his idea was to make Route 66 a historic highway. So 10 years after talking to anyone who would sit in his chair, he and 15 other people formed the Historic Route 66 Association of Arizona, which is the association Foundation, the Grassroots Association, to give Route 66 its rebirth.
That is so very cool. And I'll tell you what, I've got a personal story about Route 66. I told you this about off camera, how I had been here as a little kid, and then in the 70s I drove it back and forth because I was in the Navy, stationed in San Diego, and lived in Michigan. But this is incredible what you guys have here, and I'm going to shoot a video here of this inside. This is actually inside your dad's barbershop, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And this is actually the barber chair you were referring to.
Yes, actually, my grandfather purchased this chair in 1926 for $196. My grandfather was a self-taught barber, and my dad was encouraged by his parents to follow in his dad's shoes. So my dad also became a barber, and we've been using this chair since 1926 in the family. And when Route 66 turns 100 years old, this chair will also turn 100 years old.
Well, that is so cool. Now, when was Route 66 first established as a U.S. route? I knew there's a history behind it. Years and years and years ago, it was a goat trail, basically. But when was it first established as a Route 66?
It was established in 1926.
No kidding.
Yes, sir.
The Great Depression.
Yes, sir.
Wow. The movie Grapes of Wrath.
Yes, sir.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Now, when was the last time this barber chair was actually used as a barber chair?
The last time this chair was used was on July 7th, 2022, exactly 75 years to the date of when my dad started cutting hair. He retired as the barber July 7th, 2022, at the age of 95.
I'll be damned. That
he did straight
so
razor
cool.
shaves and haircuts for 75 years.
That is so very, very cool. So now we're going to fast track this to today.
Yes, sir.
Today is May 4th, 2024, and this is a big weekend. You have the fun run here.
Yes.
Starting here on Friday,
May 5th.
Okay, which is tomorrow.
Yes.
For those of us out there in YouTube land. So how many cars do you think are going to be here? Do you have an idea of how many cars?
Well, as of last night, we had already pre-registered 720 cars. And tomorrow, we'll be registering cars at the St. Francis Catholic Church from 12 to 5. Here in Seligman, Arizona, and in Kingman they'll be registering cars at the Powerhouse Museum. So that number is going to grow considerably. So
that's so cool.
Yes, it is. It's amazing how many classic cars we get here in Seligman. It's really a sight to see.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I love. I grew up in the city of Detroit area. I was born in the city of Detroit, and I grew up in the muscle car era. And I just appreciate all these really cool muscle cars. But not only that, you all have the classic, the cruisers and the coupes and the 32s and all that other cool stuff here. What has been one of the coolest moments that you've experienced here on the fun run on Route 66?
Wow. I'm going to have to say one of the coolest moments for me is when my dad waves off the cars Saturday morning.
That is so cool.
He waves the flag at 9:30 on the west end of town, and then the parade of 1,000 cars start to leave Seligman. So to sit on the sidewalk and watch the parade of cars, it's just amazing.
I'll bet that's so cool. Now, I know there's several towns between here and Kingman.
Yes.
I don't know the names of all of them, but what are the names of different towns you're going to stop off at on the way between here and Kingman? Our
fun run is not a race. It's so people can enjoy historic Route 66. And the next town would be the Grand Canyon Caverns.
Okay.
Peach Springs, Arizona, Valentine, Truxton, Hackberry, Kingman. So the cars will stop in each community at their own leisure.
Okay.
There's different events going on. The town sponsor different events. There's barbecues, there's music.
I'm sure there's a lot of live entertainment.
There's a lot of live entertainment.
So cool, right. Now there is something significant about a poster that I saw here regarding the movie Cars, the animated movie from Pixar that came out. And off camera you said something very, very significant to me about that. share that with the viewers here so we kind of have a better understanding of what's going on with the movie Cars.
Absolutely. The animated movie Cars is a wonderful story. And John Lasseter, who's the producer of the animated movie Cars, traveled from Chicago to LA in 2001 to gain more information. And along the way, he stopped in and he met with different shop owners, and that's literally where he got the characters for his movie, was from the characters on the road.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, but when he came to Seligman, what he knew is when he came here, this is where he was going to get the storyline for the movie. So he and 3 other gentlemen from Pixar sat in my dad's barber shop for 4 to 5 hours, and my dad told him the story of how our town got bypassed by Interstate 40 and how we died in one day. And John Lasseter took that story and he put that story to the animation. So the story of Cars is truly the story of how Seligman got bypassed and many other towns along Route 66 and what they did to bring it back to life.
That is so very, very cool. I'll tell you what, I am honored to be able to stand here in this world famous barbershop, because I understand you guys have visitors from all across, I mean, every walk of life, all across the world, all points north, south, east, and west to come here. And for you to share your time with me, because I know you're really, really busy today, is really an honor and a sincere pleasure. And I want to thank you so very, very much. Thank you so very much, Myrna. You're awesome.
You know what? You're so welcome, Eric. That's what we're here for. Selling hats and t-shirts is how we make a living, but it's important for us that when people come here, they leave here with more than just a souvenir. They leave with a little piece of history.
There you go. Thank you. All right, guys, you heard it here first. It may not have been first, but Myrna, I'll tell you what, it's a sincere pleasure being here. And this is Eric, Muscle Cars with Eric. Stay tuned for more. Again, we are covering the fun run here in Seligman, Arizona, from Seligman through those towns she mentioned, all the way to Kingman, Route 66. You can't get any better than this, man. All right, if you guys love cars and Americana and car history, this is the place you have to come. And summertime's coming up, so take a vacation time and spend it here in Seligman. In the meantime, folks, remember, drive it like you stole it. Till next time.